I said, I call a group of y'all the non-musicals.
Am I in that group?
A little bit.
Well, what did you base that off of, my brother?
Nah, you make music.
Flip can rap. You talking to Sasha?
Yeah.
What she make? You make music?
Look, now he want to book a session.
Oh, there you go.
Now he trying to look.
So what made you-
That nigga,
what made
he
you-
writing the song now.
What made you say that, Imani?
Because it was a joke that was said about me not offering. Oh, well, Joe said it. He said, "Yo, you want to offer up your opinion about Drake shit? Nobody's gonna mute your mic. Go ahead, get your shit off." I said, when y'all talked about it, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I said you relied on the non-musicals to go again and give their opinion.
That's hate.
Well, Parks is music. Parks
I was
is
here.
though.
Yeah, yeah. But Parks is not added to the non-musicals. I consider
Market-ish and B-Dot.
and Mona. Yeah,
Mona was in here.
you.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you ish.
But Flip raps.
But Flip makes music.
Better than beat up.
Oh,
Flip raps, Flip dances.
Flip might have made more spanky than you.
Then who? And what? You better watch your fucking
He got a
mouth.
T-Mobile deal.
Nah. You, all right.
doing that.
Nigga, let that weed wear off, nigga.
He might have.
Relax. Ain't no might of shit.
You made a lot of money in music business.
Yeah, when we talk about accumulating over how long I've been doing it, yeah, I made a lot.
Yo. Stop.
Yeah. Go ahead and laugh if the fuck y'all want.
I think you... Stop!
I would have made more if this nigga would have paid me earlier.
See? Do it.
See? Stop playing.
You gotta get shot at. See?
See? Stop playing.
I mean, I gave you every alley-oop thinking you would blossom.
Okay.
Nigga, you're a part of why I got blackballed.
Sometimes,
But you think you helped?
sometimes you go by, let me just get this off. Sometimes you go by BB
Let me shoot you real
guns. Sometimes you go by BB guns and you just want to test them out. You really think you shooting the clouds. But every so often,
Oh, he think that was fly.
BB's never gonna reach a cloud.
Yeah, he think
you
it's
see a bird just fall and you hit it, they fall out of the sky. I mean, you could try to help somebody, but if they can't fly,
You think you was more of a hindrance or help?
I don't think.
Which wait, hold on. Which one you think you did more? Help or hold back?
For real or joking?
For real?
Oh, help.
Okay.
Help.
You don't see how it can
Nah.
any okay.
Not at all.
What do you think?
Not at
Yeah,
all.
I'm curious. on
I
that
think
one.
Joe ignores because of his success today and because of how he's appreciated and loved today. I think he forgets that there was a point in time where a lot of people, especially mainstream, didn't appreciate, didn't accept, or did not respect some of the things he was doing in music. So when you have people that's attached to it in a certain way where people feel like you under them or you're a part of it, they kind of look at you in the same degree.
All right, so which one do you think?
Even
So-
if you were talented?
Yeah, I was gonna say it all worked together though.
I don't have no problem with that.
You can't take one part of somebody's success and then eliminate
Of course
from the
not.
second.
But we have to acknowledge both sides. First off, you have to remember I'm an R&B singer, right? I don't think I was always utilized as an R&B singer in the way that I should have been utilized as an R&B singer. I think because the opportunity working with somebody that I respect R&B singer. I think because the opportunity working with somebody that I respected, I didn't look at it like that. So there were certain moments that maybe I should have asked to be utilized in a certain way instead of just accepting how I was being utilized.
But that's a you choice.
This nigga sound like
100%.
So you
Draymond
choice.
Green talking about Steve Curry, boy.
But it's the truth. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a perfect example, right?
Hey, sure.
Perfect example. If we have to give examples. If I'm an R&B singer who is trying to be known as a R&B singer, typically you sing about love, you sing about relationships. And if every time I'm being utilized, I'm talking about death and jumping off a bridge, that don't really speak to my true talents.
If we
Now,
have an honest talk, don't misrepresent the facts. There's plenty of songs where you're not talking about death, depression, kill, murder. It's a whole bunch
I know.
of them songs.
So now let me hear me out.
So don't.
Can't
The only
blame
thing I'm
nobody
speaking to is to me and how I looked at things.
Yeah,
I'm not-
but it's a slap in the face to look at me and say, "Do you think you did more help or hindrance?" and be serious about it.
No. I
Like, you
said
can't
no.
be-
I didn't. No. That was a joke. I'm saying, do you
Okay.
see a side where there was a hindrance in certain moments?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
He said it.
I get what he's saying. Like just being associated with a person that they're not fucking with can have a negative effect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get that.
That's
part.
all I'm saying.
That's what he was trying to
I
say.
don't have a knock on what he said because he used the words mainstream, right? When he was laying out his example. I don't have nothing to say about that. From a mainstream point, maybe some of his points stand.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
But let's be very clear. And I've texted Joe away from when we weren't working together and said, yo, my nigga, I really appreciate the opportunity that you've given me. I'm never gonna go ahead and deny that.
Okay.
But when I'm speaking back to, and I think maybe sometimes the hindrance I'm speaking to is not something that he's done. It's the comfort of me not having to push myself further for something and always being able to rely on he's gonna be able to go ahead and
that's more internal shit.
The hindrance, that's a joke just in plain to somebody.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, hell no.
I mean,
But if I'm working with Joe and a lot of niggas in the mainstream industry who I want to work with, potentially work with, don't fuck with Joe, and they attach me to him,
then they won't work with you.
they won't work with me. And cool, I know the frown for you might be the frown, but that's happened to people.
No doubt.
Yeah, but
I get
it's
it.
happened.
But fuck them people. I never worried about them people.
Let me ask you.
It is fuck them people, but when we talking about mainstream appeal and people wanting to further in a certain way, and at that point, I'm thinking, yo, I'm a singer. I don't want to be attached to rap.
Oh, brother, what's good, people? It's your boy, The Kitchen. Now, what you just watched there was a clip from a brand new episode of the JBP on Patreon. Now it looks like EMANNY is once again being bullied, being sunned, being shown no respect on the JBP. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. This all started with EMANNY low-key trying to downplay his co-host's opinions due to the fact that they covered Drake's album in a way that EMANNY didn't really like, because majority of the cast enjoyed the album, and in EMANNY's words, they didn't really provide any pushback, which I kind of agree with. But if you guys didn't hear what he said exactly, here it is.
That made the honest shit, ain't it? I'm sorry.
I don't think Anna was rapping on there. I think he could have done three album shit with any project since Views. He could have done it with the amount of songs. And now, granted, he never dropped 40 at once. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The most he's done was like 20, 22. And bro, if you look at it from a financial standpoint, if he owns these albums, I don't think he don't own these.
No, he don't.
They say he don't own these.
No, you don't.
But if what they saying.
But this is smart though. Get out of the deal.
If that is the case,
if that's what he's doing, fire. I think it's dope.
You sure he don't own all of them?
No,
look at it.
it's on the. It's
No,
on
he
the
owns
shit.
the masters, he said. Yeah, I'm talking about
Exclusive licensing to UMG. It's here.
It's
It's
deal.
But that's a
But how all of
deal.
them
That's
else
not
do
him
too.
owning his shit. They say he owns his masters from 2021 on.
Then what would be the rush on putting out these three?
I'm gonna touch all the bases. Nigga, I've been sitting down for 2 years. I don't want the niggas to diss it and say I'm only doing this or doing this or doing this.
Touch the bases. I just don't think the execution on all of
Nigga
this.
fuck around, sell 1 million albums in Europe alone.
And I've been saying, you can go back to So Far Gone. He's never done an all rap or all R&B or he's never done an all anything project. The closest you can come to it is if you're reading this, it's too late. Which still had R&B shit.
I think
on
when
there.
people say they want an all rap album, they want timestamp. That's what they want.
That's damn near what this album.
Look, that's
No, that's what I'm saying. So when you say you want that and you give that, that's cool. That's why the Iceman shit I can fuck with. Outside of the
that's
certain
why-
skips or just the go overs, there's certain records in there I'm 100% gonna go back to. I get it.
It's
I
still
get it.
business, bro. Like, it's
I
still
get it.
business to be conducted.
I get it. Great. I'm just talking about the music aspect. We can talk about the whole shit in totality, cool. If I'm just talking about the music,
But
what I would have liked is
But
to
if I'm
just
in
be
the
able to
music
digest.
but if I'm in the music business, I can't just talk about
Can we
the
just
music.
talk about the
Just as a fan.
music? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we doing.
That's what y'all did all that. I want to talk about just how we like the music.
Yeah, but you don't like what everybody else likes. The music that EMANNY would have wanted to hear might have been on one album.
That's not true. I don't mind hearing all of this. I just don't want to be smacked with it all at one time.
We
That's
don't
it.
have to. Take your time and go back. This shit is still out.
No.
Listen to the album you want.
Listen, and when you want to listen to it,
Yeah.
Listen, my nigga.
you have control over that, my nigga. You don't gotta listen to all of this shit right now.
Not when you're asked your opinion and asking to go ahead and have
We
an
did a
opinion.
review
on it.
already. We wouldn't ask yours. That's not trying. No, stop. I didn't mean it that way. I'm saying the review was done.
Ice. The difference is I have my own platform too. Get one.
Talk heavy.
Yeah.
I don't.
I see that little slick shot you threw.
It wasn't a shot.
Yeah,
I don't
nigga,
throw shots.
My review, nigga. Fuck my review, nigga.
Yeah, fuck your review. That's my point.
I got a platform to go ahead and give
Well,
my review.
well, go review
and
it.
I would
Stop
much
telling us
rather
about
give
it.
my review. No, you asked me a question about it.
I didn't
you came
ask
over
you
here talking
anything.
about it while you got your headphones on.
I didn't ask you anything.
Nobody care about none of this shit y'all talking about. I'm talking about what I want to talk about when it comes to the music. Fuck the business shit.
So obviously Joe being Joe, he catches wind of this, he watches this, and he decides to bring it up on the pod to be messy. And that is the clip that you saw in the beginning. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe threw some shots. He was very disrespectful. He said, yo, Imani, I gave you the light, but you ain't do nothing with it. I gave you the alley-oop. Your career went to shit. You didn't do anything with the exposure that I gave you. But Imani did come back with a greater point that back in those days, a lot of people in the industry, they just didn't mess with Joe. They didn't like him. He was the guy going off on Wu-Tang because he felt like he was better than, was it Method Man? Or Redman? No, it was Method Man. He thought he was better than Method Man. He thought he should have been higher on the list. And then he was clowned even more for being punched. Then the Love and Hip Hop era. People didn't mess with Joe musically. I mean, not even musically, as a person. Nobody liked Joe like that. Back in, 2010? I think, from 05 to 2015. That era, people didn't like Joe. He was the bum with the jean vests. He was the guy running down on Drake fans with rocks. He was completely different than the guy he is today. So Imani, like I said, he does have a point. Imani was there with Joe when nobody was there. Nobody messed with him. So I give more credence to Imani for sticking with his man. Because I feel like if he got away from Joe and made his connections the right way, I feel like he would have had a promising career. But due to loyalty, he's in that position. He's always going to be under Joe's thumb. And it's kind of sad too, because not only did Imani have he had some bops, I'm not going to lie to you. She may be young, but she's ready. That's a little bop. Sounds crazy in today's time, but hey, back then, it was fire. The 2-pack that he dropped last year, I think on the tail, no, it wasn't the tail end of last year. I think it was last summer. There was a bop on there that I liked. So Imani is talented, but he's kind of attached to Joe now. I'm not going to lie to you. He's trying to start his own thing now with his podcast, which I commend him for, but hey, the damage may be done at this point. And it's sad too, because after all that Imani's done by sticking by him when he was broke, not getting paid for features that he's done with Joe, he still gets treated like dog shit. It does feel like Joe has little respect for him. From saying, yo, I gave you the alley-oop, you didn't do nothing with it, you couldn't fly, to joking about blowing his mother's asses off the couch. Joe is very, very disrespectful, not gonna hold you. Oh, and he was also left off multiple podcast articles, the New York Times article, the Rolling Stone. It's crazy. But do you guys agree with me? Am I reaching here? Let me know in the comments down below, because I do feel like Imani, he deserves some respect up there. Because he's actually one of the podders that I like now. I'm not going to hold you. Especially when it comes to music guests. But like I said, let me know how you guys feel in the comments. And do you guys feel like Joe respects Imani? Damn, not even just Joe. Do you guys feel like the whole crew respect Imani? Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, it's your boy The Kitchen. Deuces.